For more than 70 years, the place to race flat out has been the Bonneville Salt Flats. But it might be surprising that the vehicle they brought was a mini pickup.
Cyclone and Ferrari took each other on. Two events, the quarter mile and the 0 to 60. When it was over, Cyclone had won it all.
The limited edition GMC Cyclone. Technology that speaks for itself. In fact, your GMC truck dealer would like to show you only one more Cyclone feature.
Oh man, look at that. Oh, look at that, huh?
My name is Devin, and I won the car. So get in, buy a hat, buy a t-shirt. I entered into the Michigan Miles event. My son and I are going to do it. And you know, you see something cool on the website, go ahead, get it. Don't wait, you know. You can be a winner. People actually win this stuff. It's awesome. So, you know, don't wait. Go ahead, get the stuff and have fun. Do an event. Wear the stuff and win a car.
$5,000.
Can't argue with that. Appreciate it.
Congratulations. Super cool. Perfect family cruiser too. 4-door. So there you go.
Yep.
It's yours.
We're all excited.
Get in, fire it up.
roll.
We'll open the garage door and you're out of here. Just like that, another happy winner. You can be just like them. Every dollar you spend, stickthemag.com, get you an entry to win our next giveaway.
All right, if you grew up in the 80s, you know what this means. I mean, the Cyclone. We had the little bit of horsepower wars going on.
Was, however, a legitimate problem with the Cyclone. It cost $25,970. This was a hell of a bargain given its performance, but for about a third less money, you could buy a 454 SS, Chevy's other muscle truck. With a 7.4-liter V8, a full-size body, and a half-ton payload, it was far more usable than the Cyclone. And though it wasn't nearly as quick, it still had fog lights.
With all the aerodynamic body cladding, now this all was done by another company outside of GM, so this stuff nowadays, I guess, is like gold on trying to get that. That was unique to Cyclones in 91, and then 92, 93, they had the Typhoon that was call it the Blazer version of it.
Then a year later came the Typhoon. This was a GMC Jimmy, the SUV version of the Sonoma pickup, with the Cyclone's engine and driveline. Almost 4,700 Typhoons were produced. No surprise it did better since it had space for 4 people and, thanks to self-leveling rear suspension, 900 pounds of cargo. The Typhoon was almost as quick and almost as good looking, and together, the Cytai are two of the coolest factory trucks of all time.
The Typhoon wasn't nearly as cool as the Cyclone, because the Cyclone was first, I guess would probably be the biggest thing, and just no one expected what they were doing with pickup trucks. But rims, these are unique to the Cyclones and the Typhoons.
And 16-inch alloy wheels. But those wheels are wearing low-profile Firestone Firehawk tires, hardly normal for a truck, but necessary when you've got a 4.3-liter turbocharged V6 under the hood.
Mickey Thompson's actually getting us some tires down at Sick Week, but I mean 255 60/16s, or sorry, 50/16s. So those are the original tires that are still on here, so those definitely are dated and should not be driven for too long. We're actually going to take this down to Sick Week, so you'll see it all week at Sick Week. But interior is freaking mint and perfect. Like, I have never seen such a clean interior on one of these. They were all equipped exactly the same. So bucket seats with the center console in there. This has 17,000 original miles. So that's going to go up by a couple thousand probably by the time we get through Sick Week. But I mean, the Cyclone stitch in the seats, like, these things were such a work of art. Like, I mean, just show you the hood, because Engine is all original, which so many of these people mess with the engine. They changed the turbo, they did different stuff to them to where this one pretty much left alone as far as how it came from the factory. It does have a, it's funny because if you know, back in the, this has a Viper alarm system on it. Viper were the alarm systems back in the day. Just funny because I actually hadn't heard the word Viper. I don't even know if they still make alarm systems, if they're still in business. But turbocharged 4.3 liter V6. I mean, these things were like, you know, it is still super fast. Like, that's the thing. It even 30 years later, you get in this thing and you are surprised by the acceleration of it. I mean, it is just such a work of art. It's amazing what the car companies, GM in particular, was doing back then. The owner of this thing was meticulous though. Like everything is labeled, use only Mobil 1 synthetic, 4.5 quarts with filter. It's got the same thing as when the air conditioning was converted to 134A. That was on 5/27 of 01. I mean, just meticulously maintained. And I saw one of Cameron Johnson's videos, CJ's videos, where he was with, and actually when we're in Florida, we were hoping to be able to go meet with the guy that is the guru of cyclones and typhoons, because he makes an aftermarket cap for the intercooler. And he said that that's one of the things, like when they tell how much they've been messed with, is like, is that cap right? Is that the original cap? And I believe ours is the original cap, not the aftermarket cap that they make. But I mean, just mind blowing. And this one too, like, I don't know, this is one of the things that maybe was done, is so many times I saw this in like more of a matte black or a gray, and this actually has gloss to where, I mean, it looks way better because it all matches the paint color. This also has the tonneau cover on the back. But and how meticulous this guy is literally like these mirrors. These are more like, the mirrors on these things are kind of ugly, but like so it has these aftermarket mirrors on it. But we have the original mirrors. So the same with the radio is, when you look at the radio inside, it's got an aftermarket. It has an aftermarket radio in it, but it comes with actually I have the original radio over on the bench there. So he included that. Here's the other, is like with these old trucks like this, I didn't have to lift up on the door. Like the freaking door pins are mint. Both doors close like brand new. And I mean, that's a prime example of a 17,000 mile vehicle. So that's been used to go to car shows and stuff like that. So this hasn't sat in a museum where it didn't get regular warm up of the engine and the drivetrain. So like, it's been used for all its years. It's just been minimalistically used. But even in the, like these bed covers, I don't even know if you can get a bed cover like this anymore. The bed cover even has a serial number on it. So I don't know, but I mean, here's some of the stuff. Is like the dash. I guess I didn't even show you the dash, but the dash literally has 0 cracks. Like there is no weathering on the dash whatsoever. And if you know any vehicles back in the day, that was the first thing that happened. Usually those dashes would crack. So none of that, and mostly because he did have it protected with a Cyclone dash cover. So we got that. He has other floor mats for it that were in it.
All right, you want to win this badass Cyclone? Get over to cyclomag.com. Every dollar you spend gets you an entry for it. Also, if you subscribe to the magazine, you get a boatload of entries. And in addition to that, you get to watch Freedom Plus live stream of Sick Week. It's coming up, like, I don't know, it's already started. So cyclomag.com, subscribe to the magazine, get a code for Freedom Plus, watch it for free, get a bunch of entries to win the Cyclone, or buy one of these hats. Hey, if you're watching it on the live stream, you need one of these hats because it's cold out. That gets you a bunch of entries. Every dollar you spend, cyclomag.com, get you an entry to win the Cyclone, my freaking dream car. So this is like, this is cherry as it gets. cyclomag.com.
Right, we're ahead of the Corvette at the moment. 60 miles an hour, 65, change gear, 70. It's not fast.
Majority of our viewers, obviously from the demographics, you guys are in my age range, grew up in the 80s type era.
It was white with white wheels and pink graphics, and it didn't actually run, but was pushed onto the stage of the 1989 Chicago Auto Show with press materials promising 0 to 60 in under 6 seconds and 13s in the quarter.
When this truck came out in 1991, I actually graduated high school in 1990, so was there, and I mean, quick story for the 87, you had the Grand National. Well, before that, before the Grand National, you actually had the T-Type. I think that came out in 86.
Under the bulge lies the latest Buick 3.8-liter V6 turbo installation. Its wastegate is now electronically controlled, and the direct fuel injection, a GM Bosch joint design, is sequential. That means that for more precise fuel metering, it delivers gas only when each cylinder needs it. Other simultaneous units fire more often. But with this design, you get better emissions and economy. There's a lot of understeer, and the back end will come around if you apply too much power. But the T-Type's handling is a big improvement over other Regals, and the resulting ride is still smooth enough to confirm the T-Type's performance with luxury image.
And I was lucky enough that when I was in high school, the Buick dealership had no clue what the T-Type was, and I knew from reading Hot Rod magazine and following that stuff back in the day. And they let me test drive a Buick Regal T-Type when I was 17 years old in high school, and it was actually raining that day. Now, I got lucky that I actually did not, because that's before any of us knew turbo lag or any of those items, like with how the boost comes on in one of those cars. So I almost spun it out several times as the boost curve came in on the T-Type. But fast forward to 1991 when they released the Cyclone. So all-wheel drive, and it went to the 4.3 from the Buick Grand National GNX were 3.8 turbocharged, single turbocharged deals, rear-wheel drive. The Cyclone, 4.3 liter turbocharged, all-wheel drive.
This heavily massaged version of one of GMC's standard truck motors makes 280 horsepower and 350 pound-feet of torque. All that torque feeds through a 4-speed automatic transmission and into a full-time 4-wheel drive system adapted from GM's rear-drive minivans. In this case, 4-wheel drive is needed to get the power quickly to the pavement. The result is a truck that will outrun most high-performance cars with a 0 to 60 time of 5.4 seconds on a 90-degree day. On cooler days, under 5 seconds is very possible. At the drag strip, the quarter mile also flies by in 14.1 seconds at 98 miles per hour. A Corvette ZR1 does only slightly better.
This was the truck. I remember reading about it in the magazine articles, and it was the fastest production vehicle in 1991. They raced this thing against Porsches, against Ferraris, obviously against Corvettes, and this thing was epic.
The quest for speed is almost as old as the auto industry itself. And for more than 70 years, the place to race flat out has been the Bonneville Salt Flats. So it wasn't surprising that when General Motors Corporation set out to conquer a new speed barrier, they came to the Salt Flats. But it might be surprising that the vehicle they brought was a mini pickup. Surprising until you realize that the biggest selling vehicle in the U.S. isn't a car, it's a truck.
A few weeks ago, at a track outside Denver, Cyclone and Ferrari took each other on. 2 events, the quarter mile and the 0 to 60. When it was over, Cyclone had won it all, and a very impressed car and driver decided for the first time to put a truck on its respected cover.
0 to 60 in 4.6 seconds in the rain. That's the biggest thing, is these things would launch in the rain. Back in the day, I never had the privilege to get to drive one. It was definitely out of my budget as a kid. That Buick T-Type, I had a Monte Carlo regular that I converted to an SS when I was in high school by getting the other front end for it and stuff. But the Cyclone, was the dream truck. Like I wanted this truck more than I wanted a Corvette, more than I wanted anything else, and it just was the baddest thing on four wheels. So bucket list truck for me. So the fact that I was able to get one now, it's whatever, a lifelong passion to be able to get it. Now, this one, bone stock, it has a couple modifications to it, but the modifications are the stereo. It has a different stereo in it, but it comes with the original stereo. The mirrors, they replaced the mirrors for more aerodynamic mirrors or better looking mirrors, but it came with the original mirrors. Same thing as like the differential cover on the back. It came with that. They put a different differential cover. It came with the original differential cover. Like meticulously maintained, 17,000 miles on it. Like original paint for the most part. I mean, it's had some touch up and stuff done over the year, but I mean, this is one of the finest examples of a Cyclone that I'd ever seen, and I mean, just mind blowing. Now, at Hellcat Durango, that fast forward from 1991 to 2021, so you're 30 years there, and in 30 years with that Hellcat Durango, is it faster 0 to 60? It is. The Hellcat Durango was in the 3.5 second range, so a second faster, but nothing beats a 1991 from the showroom floor vehicle that was 0 to 60 in a little over 4 seconds. I mean, just blows you away. Now, they only made, because the price was so high, I think that these things, I think they stickered for like 26,000, like in 1991, which at a time, in 1991 era, a regular S10 would probably cost you, I remember a buddy buying a Ranger around this year, and I think it was around $6,000 or $7,000. So you were substantially more than what the stock S10 was back in the day. So I would imagine maybe they would have made more if the demand was higher, but I think the price is what caused not many people to buy them. So 2,900 were made. This is number like 1,902 of that 2,900 mix. And like I said, I mean, just completely stock. And what we want is to basically someone else that, I mean, had the same dreams as me and really wanted one of these trucks to then be able to have one. So this giveaway is a real tough one for me. We're actually right next to the Holden Commodore that was our last giveaway, and the winner's been chosen, been contacted, so they will be in shortly. We'll announce who that winner is. Actually, probably by the time you see the video, you'll know who won the Holden Commodore. But another dream vehicle, but not the same level. I mean, this one is off the chart with just the nostalgia of it, and brings you back to your younger days when this stuff came out. And I mean, because you had this in 1990, you had the 454 SS come out. Now 230 horsepower, it really was a dog by today's standards, but it was fast back then. And then you have this, which I think these were 270 horsepower from the factory, but all-wheel drive, a lot lighter than the 454 SS. And once again, they could launch in anything, and that's why they were so much faster than everything else. The technology that went into this, mind-blowing. Now, I'll tell you a story. When I was registering this at the DMV, the guy at the counter, which I was very surprised because he was a younger kid, I was surprised that he knew what this was when he saw the title that said it was a Cyclone. And so we got to talking about it. His dad, this is how small the world is, but once again, we're Metro Detroit, so therefore automotive capital. His dad his first assignment with GM was working on the transition, like the engine program for this, which was going from the 3.8 liter turbocharged to the 4.3 liter turbocharged. And I asked him, I said, well, did your dad ever say like what the reason was? Because I guess I've always wondered, why did they go from the 3.8 turbocharged to the 4.3 when the Grand National GNX were such a great car out of the box? And he said that what he was told by his dad was that they were afraid, with this being a truck, that people would haul or possibly tow with it, so they wanted more low-end torque. So they wanted more cubic inches to be able to have that low end torque off the line with it for towing or hauling heavier loads. And at that time, they had already started to see warranty claims and different stuff with the 3.8, because the 3.8 with the turbo obviously got wound a lot higher to make the power and to be able to do what it was doing, to where if they went to something that would get the torque was at a lot lower RPM, then it would be, number one, better out of the hole, which obviously this was, as well as it wouldn't have to go to the top end of the RPM range as much. So that's the reason, like, and I don't know if that's written up anywhere or people know that, but like it was a cool story to be able to hear from the guy at the DMV just telling me that story of what his dad was actually in the engine program for this. It was the first, like I said, it was the first engine program that he was in, was doing the 4.3 with the turbo for this, and being able to make that live or be reliable in this application. So giveaway for this, it starts now. Every dollar you spend over on the merch site, I mean, gets you an entry to win this. And from all the other giveaways and stuff that we've done, like, I mean, just go on the website, like they're all legit giveaways. I mean, my favorite part of all of this is bringing someone in here and awarding them with the vehicle that they won from buying a t-shirt, and like, or being a magazine subscriber, or coming to one of our events. Like, it is so cool to that little bit of give back or give to someone, and just the dreams that it does for them. So just amazing. So get our website, stickthemag.com, grab some stuff, and hey, hopefully this will be in your driveway.